Redditors who want a lifetime supply of something. What is it, and are you sick of it yet? Not lifetime supply, but my mom left her job managing a cinema and got an unlimited 2-year free pass, 2 tickets per visit. Close to the end of the 2 years we lost a pass and reported it lost, and they replaced it with a brand new 2-year pass. So almost 4 years of cinema for free. Never got sick of it and love going to the cinema still. For your information, if you ever see free list suspended on a movie, it means you can't use these type of passes. I worked at a small town movie theater when I was in high school and we could bring a friend, could see movies an unlimited amount of times, also got unlimited popcorn and pop. Thinking back, I'm sad I didn't take advantage of that more. I maybe went 3 or 4 times in 2 years. My dad won a year's supply of cat food, bitter. It was delivered in one go and the cat didn't like it, of course. The people at the shelter were super happy though, so it ended well. My mom got a year's supply of Dr. Pepper, but it came at a price. Back in the 90s she got a Dr. Pepper from a row of vending machines right as the delivery guy was loading up the last one. There was a hunk of something when she took the first drink, but she thought it was just ice from it being freshly loaded. She bit down on it. It was a freaking cockroach. Since the distributor saw it all go down, she got free Dr. Pepper for a year. It's been almost 2 decades and she still will not drink a beverage out of the original container. She has to pour it into a glass first. If this was in the 2000s she would have gotten a lot more than a year's worth of sugar water. My brother-in-law went to a contractors trade show, and one of the guys on his crew won a lifetime supply of some kind of locking wrench. They gave him one, because it comes with a lifetime guarantee. I can imagine the smug grin on the vendor's face as he handed it over to him, explaining why he would only get one. I was given a few cases of Reese's peanut butter cups. We didn't win them. They were just given to us by a store manager. 2,160 Reese's cups. It took us months to get through them all, even after giving a lot of them away. I didn't eat Reese's anything for at least 15 years after that. 2,160 Reese's cups. That's fewer than 6 per day. My co-worker has a lifetime supply of Doritos after Dorito truck hit her. She hated Doritos in the first place and donates her weekly monthly amount to homeless shelters. If the Doritos truck killed her, that would also have been a lifetime supply. I want a lifetime supply of shampoo. They come in mini bottles each month and are great gifts for people who you don't like that much but you don't want to offend. Great gifts for people who you don't like that much but you don't want to offend. I feel like I'd be paranoid about my hair being clean if I received shampoo as a gift. Won a year's supply of Panda Express at a local mall. Met with a lady who handed over a gift card with the equivalent of 1 year of Panda. Apparently $500 she said. And congratulated me. Not a huge fan of Panda and the closest one to me at the time was over an hour away so I didn't get a chance to use the card until months later. Got to the register to pay with the gift card and the teller said the card had a 0 balance. Didn't want to hold up the line so I paid cash. Still had the number from the lady that gave me the card. Called and it was disconnected. Easy come, easy go. In a contest, I won a lifetime supply of high quality coffee beans. Contestants had to guess how many beans were in a large glass barrel on display. Each month, 3 pounds of my choice arrive at regular intervals. As I noted here some time ago, I give away the excess to friends and family, and no one is sick of them yet. I know a family that won a lifetime supply of hot dogs. The problem was the company decided that the average person eats 3 hot dogs a day. No clue how that's the number they got. This sounds fine at first but they didn't want to ship 90 hot dogs a month. They sent the full value of 1 AVG lifetime on pallets. 90/month x 12 months 82 years AVG lifespan. 88.5 thousand hot dogs. In one shipment. They bought a whole extra freezer to store a bunch. But that couldn't hold all. So they ended up donating a massive amount to local churches and homeless shelters. What were these people thinking? I didn't really win a lifetime supply of something but I still got a lifetime supply of Eskimo pies. For Europeans or other Redditors that don't know, Eskimo pies are vanilla ice cream bars coated with dark chocolate. Pretty standard freezer section at the grocery store fair. Anyway, about 15 years ago I bought a box of Eskimo pies and went to eat one. And promptly cut the crap out of my lip because there was a big butt piece of broken glass inside it. I'm aware that this could have been a big payday for me, but I'm not real so happy, but I still wanted something done. So I took photos, called the makers, and wrote them a letter with the pictures included, basically asking, so what are you going to do about this? They sent me a letter with a check for $600 and a phone number to call whenever I wanted free Eskimo pies, with the letter stating that if I cashed the check they are absolved of any responsibility. So whenever I want, I call and get a coupon for free of Eskimo pies. It makes for a good thing to give to co-workers and things like that. I would never have eaten another Eskimo pie after the glass. Trust permanently broken. My aunt won a year's supply of Diet Coke. It was 365 cans on a mini pallet delivered to her home. It didn't last nearly a year. She has 3 kids and would share with family and friends. I think it lasted a few months tops. When I was a kid, we opened a box of Frosted Flakes and it had a card in it that said you won free cereal, so we wrote in, and a few days later got shipped a crate of 50 boxes of Frosted Flakes. That was fun. We're a family of 7, so we went through it quickly, gave some to friends. Remember having a box in my locker. Parents must have been thrilled to have 5 kids with sugar highs 4 weeks straight. Growing up, my next door neighbor won a lifetime supply of honeycomb. The company would ship them a case a month. They planned for like a family of 2 adults and 3 kids. He was the only kid in the house. They had boxes and boxes of the stuff. Hanging out meant you came home with a box of cereal. They moved were slow to update the move with the company and the new neighbors gave me the shipments. I thought it was great. I'm lactose intolerant and in the 80s honeycomb was one of the best cereals to eat dry. Non-milk alternative was super expensive in those days. Thought you meant actual honeycomb. Our family won a year of free Colston ice cream. First few months we drove to the store every day and ate a lot of ice creams with all kinds of flavors. Later we would just drop by once a week and get a bucket full of vanilla ice cream and put it in the freezer. Maybe add some chocolate when we ate it. Years later, everyone's favorite ice cream is just vanilla and with only original ingredients. I remember the Colston near me back in Chicago. Haven't been there in ages. When I was 13 or so, my dad won a year's supply of Snapple among other prizes. A Jeep, a trip to Florida, a bunch of skateboard gear, a meet and greet with Tony Hawk. I remember like a booklet of vouchers, like 365 of them, and it was 6 Snapples worth a voucher or something. My mom used some coupon voodoo and bought it on sale with the vouchers and we got like 3-4 years of this crap. Anyways, long story short, my dad hated Snapple so he let me and my brother pick it all out. We had a garage full of the stuff. We drank a ridiculous amount of Snapple. We gave it away to friends. We brought it with our lunches. We ended up throwing some away as it started to fade and taste funny. We pretty much got sick of it halfway through and started drinking it to get rid of it. You won a Jeep. That's a pretty big small detail there. I won a year of free steak at a mid-range steakhouse. It was actually one free steak dinner once a month for 9 months. It wasn't a lifetime supply, but my mom used to work for a charity that visited prisons and gave them cookies and tried to start Bible studies. Anyways, a Frito-Lay's distributed several pallets of Bugles to the cause. We didn't have anywhere to put them, so they loose boxes just kind of spread through the house. She'd wrap them at Christmas 3 years, maybe 4, so they'd look like decor. She did the math and realized that the prisoners weren't going to eat them all before they expired. They were ours as well now. She refused to buy any other chips and after a while, any other snacks. We'd get pumped when she bought crackers for a recipe because we knew she couldn't keep us from getting to the leftover crackers. She sent several cases to my sisters when she was at college. When my brother moved, not only did he get several cases whether he wanted them or not, he packed a lot of his thing in Bugle boxes. She cooked with them. We had walking tacos instead of regular tacos. The fricking prisoners were complaining about Bugles by the time they were gone and they only got them twice a month. God dang, you and the convicts were in Bugles jail. I worked at company that was doing a promotion with Swanson that was giving away a year's supply of Swanson frozen dinners with 365 coupons for a free meal. There was some legal reason the contest couldn't go through, so my co-worker gave me a stack of like 50 of them. I lived next door to a grocery store, so for about 2 weeks I got one every night. I started to just feel awful during the day. I was just sluggish and couldn't breathe as well. I left the remaining stack of coupons sit in my junk drawer for years before I just tossed them. Likely too much sodium intake. One of those Swanson meals generally has between 45 and 65% of your daily recommended intake of sodium in one meal. My brother had a friend who won a year's supply of sandwiches at a local sub shop when he was in college. That guy was sick of subs by the time his year was up, but he still went there almost every day cause he was broke college student who wasn't on a cafeteria plan. Crap, I think everyone would do that even if they were tired of subs. I once won a free year of Chick-fil-A. They basically just give you 52 combo coupons. I kept them in my car and went a lot. By the time my coupons were gone, the people at Chick-fil-A knew me and would just give me free stuff anyway. I was in college and it was the best. I knew someone who won free pizza for a year from a chain. Mind you, we live in NJ with some of the best pizza there is. No one is ordering from a chain. He bought the whole year worth in one shot and threw a pizza party for the kids at an underprivileged youth camp. I once won a year's supply of Golden Grahams. It was shipped to my house in a giant and marked neon yellow box. My dad thought it was a bomb. I'd have been in heaven. I wish I could get sick of Golden Grahams. I am doing this thing where I have to keep 4 chickens alive and healthy, and for as long as I can keep this up I get 4 eggs a day. It's been 2 years and I'm sick of it. I've known several people that own chickens over the years and it taught me an important lesson. Chickens are like boats. You want a friend to own them. I remember a comedy bit from a long time ago, but I don't remember who it was. It was about game shows at the time that would give as a consolation prize a year's supply of turtle wax. What does a year's supply of turtle wax even look like? I have half a bottle of turtle wax in my garage. It used to belong to my father. My wife found a nail in a box of cornstarch. She wrote to the company. A truck pulled up about 2 weeks later and unloaded a pallet with 52 big boxes of cornstarch on it. Supposedly a 1-year supply. We gave most of it away and still didn't buy cornstarch for at least 18 months. Who TF uses 2 pounds of cornstarch a week? Not yet. I once won a coupon book with 12 coupons for free bags of Linda truffles. Essentially a year's worth of free chocolate. No, I did not get sick of them. That's awesome. My husband would go through that in a week, though, probably. My mom won a year's supply of Chew-Its when me and my brother were kids, and we basically had this massive brown box filled with ounces of Chew-Its dropped off at our house. We were taking packets of them into school for weeks just trying to get rid of them. For your information, this was second prize. She had wanted the first prize of a new TV. I won a year's supply of dog food once. It was 12 coupons for £5 bags. Luckily for me, my dog is tiny and it actually lasted him a year. And no, they were not aware of how big my dog is. LOL, 60 pounds of dog food would last exactly 6 weeks in my house. I saw a post on my college's buy sell Facebook group a while back by a woman who won free pizza for a year from a popular local place. 1 pie a day. She was offering to trade pizzas for basically whatever people could offer, like rides, tutoring, clothes, etc. I filed that idea away for the lucky day that I ever win one of these things. When I was 12, I won a completion in the Sinclair ZX Spectrum magazine. It was 1 copy of every game released for the Spectrum and 3 for 1 year. They sent me 1 game when I won, and then around 6 months later, I got a box of about 30-40 games. At the time this was huge for me, probably around £500 worth of games. A massive amount for 12-year-old me. I still have the Spectrum in my loft with some of the games. This may be the coolest one yet. I won a year's worth of free video rentals a long time ago. Basically they gave me a card that allowed me to get 1 per week for a year. If I didn't get 1 that week I lost it. I did get rentals most weeks, but forgot once in a while. I think it was good for new releases, which was cool. Unfortunately I moved a few months before the year was up, so I gave the card to my ex-mill, current mill at the time. I was super poor so it was nice while it lasted. I won a free year supply of burritos at Freebirds, which really equated to 1 burrito a week. But they have a points system so they just gave me a card with enough points to get 52 burritos. The cool thing was they were messing up and the first 4 months they were taking the points, but then they were adding points as if I was purchasing them wasn't supposed to happen. I got an extra 4 or 5 burritos out of it. Anyways, I graduated college and moved to the other side of town and still had about 20 burritos worth of points. They didn't expire, so I gave it to my pastor as payment for officiating my wedding. Worked out great. I'm surprised your pastor took that as payment. Not me, but a friend of mine won free Whataburger for a year in one of those games they played during timeouts at a Spurs basketball game. What he actually ended up getting was 52 coupons for 1 free Just a Burger, which is basically the junior burger, limit 1 per visit. So basically he got 1 free burger a week, but still had to pay for fries, drinks, and anything else he wanted. Not the worst thing in the world I suppose, but still not what he was expecting. Shame that it was such a lame limit, otherwise be right back daily honey BBQ chicken strip sandwiches and sweet tea, HNNNG. My wife won a year's supply of food from a particular company. Every month a gargantuan box would arrive stacked to the brim with all sorts of different foods. It was like Christmas once a month, because we had no idea what we were going to get each time. It was fantastic, and the most varied my diet has ever been. At the end of the year they forgot to send out our last one, so instead they just gave a code to my wife to spend on a final box. We forgot to even use it for another year later, but it was less exciting because we knew exactly what we were getting. She also won a year's free subscription to Sky, the biggest package with all the channels as well. It worked on their part because we've been willing customers for the last 8 years, so I can't complain with that one either. I promise I'm not a shill, but if you enjoy that experience there's a thing called Munch Pack that I get. They send you random snacks from around the world. It's super fun. I won a year's worth of nappies after we had our son. Lasted 2 kids and 2.5 years D. I also won a year's supply of Tim Tams, but I don't like chocolate, gives me migraines, so I gave it away. I was pretty popular that year. My aunt couldn't eat chocolate because of migraines. For her it started with dairy and eventually she could barely eat anything. Going through menopause finally put an end to most of the migraines. She's still a pretty miserable person though, LOL. I won a year supply of Chipotle. There are only so many triple meat triple guac burritos one person can eat. I sold the rest on eBay and haven't been back in 9 years. I didn't win it, but a couple of years ago I had 3 huge boxes delivered to my house full of lavender scented organic sun cream. It turned out that the delivery guy got the address mega wrong and it was supposed to go to some pharmacy. I tried contacting the people but to no avail. I ended up giving most of it away to friends, family and the local church. This doesn't look like a Walgreens but it's the address I've got. Oh well. I've been a cook at 6 different restaurants, and while not winning a lifetime supply of anything, I can eat the food for free. About 6 months in at any restaurant you start to get real creative with the food cause you get bored with it. I worked specifically in pizza. Oh, the levels of excitement I felt when I started at places that served sandwiches as well. One place had pasta. The freaking opulence of it all. Someone that I worked with won free pizza for life. But at one point they were saying she came in far too much. In the end they limited the pizzas to 2 a day. Note, she didn't go every day but would get a few on the weekends when friends were over etc. WTF LOL, 1 pizza a day is fairly cheeky emo. Like, are you using this prize you won for good or bad? The fact she was trying to get 3+ pizzas a day is just taking the pee. When I was a kid I won a lifetime supply of Lipton iced tea. Between me and my friends we went through it in less than 2 years. A lifetime supply is a projected number based off the average user's drinking habits. Oh, and I never want to drink a Lipton iced tea ever again. So, technically they were right then I guess, LOL. Enough for 2 years before you never want to drink it again. When I was 4, my mom got a Diet Pepsi out of the fridge and opened the can and went to take a drink and stopped and said she smelled something funny, almost like rotten eggs. She promptly got a glass and poured the contents out to find a bloated, festering cigarette butt floating in the glass. She immediately started throwing up and she was furious. She would occasionally give me or my sister a drink as a treat, and even though I was pestering her as she opened it, she said no this time. Thank God. She called PepsiCo the same day and they sent her to escalations where they said they argued that it must have came from her since they don't allow smoking on the production floor. This was in 2000 BTW, so smoking indoors was frowned upon but not illegal like it is today. They told my mom to send the can and the contents of said can to them for testing. They did some tests and concluded that the cig butt was in the can sealed for approximately 1 year before she opened it. They sent her 312 coupons for free cases of any Pepsi product with no expiration date. My mom never drank Diet Pepsi again and always pours her drink in a glass now no matter what it is. We got 4 cases that first October after it happened and we handed out full-sized cans of Pepsi, Mountain Dew, and root beer that year. We ended up getting the last 10 cases all at once and donating them to the rescue mission here in Idaho because we were all sick of soda after a few years, lol. I always think about it anytime I open a can of soda. I once won a year's supply of Taco Bell tacos. They sent me a huge stack of coupons and I just have to go in, hand over a few, and get my tacos. I gave tons away and was still pretty sick of Taco Bell pretty quickly. My brother won a year supply of bubble gum through a contest a Little League fundraiser was doing. It was 104 packs he got all at once. 2 packs per week x 52. Not sure how they came up with 2 packs per week. We gave most of it out on Halloween. He missed an opportunity to out George A. Leno. You guys are making me feel like I'm the only person who never won anything of the sort. Seriously, I never even met anyone who did. Scroll up. There is someone casually talking about the 3 times she won stuff like that. Not me, but my little brother won a lifetime supply of baby shampoo. We stopped getting in years ago. I think my mom got sick of it and told them to stop. We still have some though. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video. Bye for now.